Yeah, hi there. I'm back and I am reading the book Making It Big by Femi Otedola. I am done with my chapter 1 and I spent 51 minutes 55 seconds reading chapter 1. The introduction, I actually spent like a day reading the introduction, and that's because I intentionally did not want to rush this book. And from the preface from Ngozi Konjo was when I was reading a content in this book, it actually tells the story of an average Nigerian. Like, okay, this is what average Nigerian actually passed through, especially for those that are trying to like make sense in their business, entrepreneurs, those that actually want to become something. She was actually saying the truth, and then I just said, like, this book, I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to take my time. I love self-help a lot, and I think I'll be doing more of like self-help reviews. Somehow, self-help is one of the difficult books for you to read. It's not like the way you read fiction. Fiction is faster. Sometimes I see myself just stay up nights just because I want to finish a fiction. And sometimes when it comes to self-help book, you see yourself like you just want to take your time. And that's one thing for me. For self-help, I take my time, and that's why I'll be reviewing it chapter by chapter. So that is that about the introduction, chapter 1. And I'll be talking about the lessons that were highlighted from the book, and I also talk about the lesson get from this chapter. So let's dive right in. Chapter 1, the title is Start Small, Keep Dreaming. And there is a part of this book that he wrote something, and I really like it, and I feel like that's even also the part of him that we actually see on the social media. I said, I was shy but confident, self-assured enough to sell my services to anyone who entered my turf, but reserved enough to know the line that separated cute from intrusive. What he was telling the story of how he got into his manicure business, nail cutting business. His father had his business associate and his friends come to the house, maybe to discuss about business. And when they come in, you see Femi Otedola be like, oh, I can actually call this person's name, because he actually did that for his parents, and it was a good thing. He said he's really good at cleaning their nails, cutting their nails. So when business associate comes in, he'll be like, oh, can I help you to cut your nail and you give me this amount? I will still come back to this part when it comes to my lesson. And just like that, he'll be like, okay, no problem, you can do that. And if we do that, he will pay him and he'll save his money. So he's actually a shy person. I think from that we saw that social media, he looks like a shy person. But trust me, this man is not a shy businessman. He's a very bold businessman. Yeah, he can be shy in person, but he's a very bold businessman. I really want to be like him. Yeah, let me put it that way. So he told us lessons from each of his businesses, and I will dive right in the lessons that were actually highlighted in the book. In the nail cutting business, he said the lesson you want people to take from this business is how to use little things to hone your skills for bigger challenges. Now, the little thing he was actually doing for his parents, helping us cut their nails and all like that, he actually proceeded in, introducing it to his father's business associate and friends, and from there started making money. And these are the lessons that were highlighted in that business. Number 1, start early as you can, even if they pay you a pittance. Start early as you can. Number 2, do not wait for the perfect time or until you need money. Create value now. Don't wait for the perfect time. Don't wait for the perfect conditions. Don't wait for the perfect atmosphere. Just start, create value. In as much this will benefit someone, create value. So he said in the book, one of the fundamental drivers of business is the creation of value. So create value, don't wait for the perfect time, just create it. Number 3, identify, encourage, and nurture business acumen whenever you find it. That is that on the lesson highlighted on his manicure business. And from his manicure business, he moved to center force. And honestly, let me tell you, I actually have eyes for locating problems. Yes, he actually have eyes for that. So the way he moved into center force actually makes sense. It told us a story. Center force, the business is more like, you are giving loan to people, to business people, or people that actually need for lifestyle, and as long as they're paying your money back. So that's more like a loan business. So it's in the finance world. And how did he get into it? He actually took an advantage of of a mistake. There was this they call it Wonder Bank, but eventually it was a posing scheme. And when I was reading the experience there, it was exactly like the MMM that we have some years back. And I was like, oh, so this thing has actually been there from time memorial, because if you are coming up at the age when we know about MMM, you feel like, for me, I feel like it's something new. But reading this book, I get that this thing has actually been existent for a long time. So these people come up, they call themselves Wonder Bank. We give you this money. If you pay this amount, you take 100% that same day. And trust me, we all know that. At least right now, we all have that sense that we know that this is it. Even though some people are actually still falling for this scam. So when that happened, banks were not making money because people are actually moving to Wonder Bank, putting their money, getting it back, and not like that. And for that kind of thing, you get free adverts. You don't even need to stress yourself. It's just a friend telling a friend, and then that's keep moving on. And just like that, the system crashed because there are too many people. The system does not make sense. And from there, Otedola just sat and was like, okay, if this is actually going on, then people will actually want to loan money for their business, for their lifestyle. I was like, okay, from the money he saved, and then got money from his father, he was privileged in that sense, and then start the business and start giving money out to people. And from there, he could actually walk up to bank and then loan some amount of money. He have a money that he started with. Remember that he was also in nail business, so he highlighted some lessons he got from his business, and I will also read that out to you. The first one is take advantage of poorly executed model and clean it up. That was what he actually did. When he noticed that what Wonder Bank was actually doing does not make sense, he analyzed it and then he actually created something for himself. Number 2, mark time. Do not despair at unexpected changes in circumstances. And this was when his father was not in the position of the governor anymore. You understand the place of time and season. Okay, this era is over. What are we going to do next? And he actually ride on that tide. Number 3, meticulously execute your ideas and never fail to ask for help. In this chapter of the book, I love the fact that I also talk about, I asked for help. I asked for help when I needed this. I asked this person for this. I asked my father for loan. I went to bank for this. So it's not I can do bad all by myself kind of person. It's not I was on that do this. I went to do that. Ask for help. Lesson number 4, grow gradually and steadily and master how to plug leakages and alt abuses. Lesson number 5, don't start a business because you want an empire. The reality is that the idea of a business doesn't always come from wanting a world dominating empire. So don't start a business with the idea of I want to have an empire, I want to do this. Start small. With time, you get the full idea. In fact, who even tell you that the idea that you're starting right now is what is going to last you for a while? But the process comes when you start. When you start, before you know, you can just see an opportunity and then you just go into it. I can tell you few of my stories, like, okay, this is where I started and this is all the opportunity I see, and then I just move into it. And I'm actually doing that. So just start. You can actually think, this is what I will do. This is what will last my lifetime. This is what I'm building my legacy on. But when you start, an opportunity show forth and then you plug yourself into it and boom, that is it. And the last lesson, do not shun multiple stream of incomes. I love the fact that in this part of the lesson, he spoke about how this business introduced him to people, and then people were actually collecting on the names that was actually mentioned. These are big people, collecting for like 30 million, and then they'll pay back with 12.6 interest monthly and all like that. So do not shun multiple streams of income. Don't shun it. Let it come in. At least it shall bring in the money. And from there, he moved to Xenon Petroleum. And Xenon Petroleum actually he saw a problem and he feel like, yes, I can actually provide this. See, if all these things, what are the connection to all his business that starting is just because he actually located a problem and he was like, okay, I can do something about it. So this is a cue for you to locate a problem wherever you are in the industry you are, what is the problem? What are these people not doing well? And you know you can actually do it very well. Why not do something around it? The idea is in your head. Implement it. Start. It might not last you for a lifetime. It might be for a while. But at least do something. Locate the problem and do something about it. So let's move to the lesson to learn from Xenon Petroleum. So how do you move into Xenon Petroleum? So while he was in Center Force, he made some friends with some military guys. And then he said their fantasy then is that when they are done, they collect their salary, they want to get a car. So they will reach out to him. He was helping them to import cars. And then from there, it gets to I think Xenon, he said Xenon Electricity reach out to him oh, we are into electricity or something like that. I think it's a power company. And I was like, oh, can you do this? But I think he actually did not also put his mind there. Was like, but the contact was actually there. So for Xenon Petroleum, I think he said at that period in time, there was blackouts in the country. There's no light, nothing, and people really need light. No light, nothing. So it was like, okay, they need diesel, and he has friends that that know someone that was like, okay, please supply us diesel. And then they applied for. They were not coming for the first day, the second day. Until when he saw them, was like, oh, why you guys check the list? They checked that. Okay, we'll come and give you your petrol, your diesel tomorrow. And then they did as promised. Said the house he was living at that time was a new house. So when they were coming in, they came in with the truck, and then the truck was leaking. So it was like it's messing up the compound because it's a new compound. Yes, you don't want the place to be dirty. So he came out from his house because he can actually see through the way he described the house. So he came out and tell the driver oh, please get out, just move out of the compound because the diesel is actually dripping on the new floor. So he said when they were driving out, he actually looked at it and he said, I can do this thing better. So if these people are messing up everywhere, there are people that we also do not like this. I can do it better. I can provide a good and a clean service. I have actually done cleaning of nails before. Do you see? You see how that knowledge actually come into place. So it was like, okay, let me do this. He reached out to some people. I was like, okay, I can. Oh, that he already knows how to order cars. And then just like that, remember that he said it's Xenon company. The Xenon is spelled XENON. Reached out to him oh, can you do it? I was like, okay. Reached out to a graphic designer and then let us get it. It was like, okay, change my own Xenon to ZENON, and just like that they have a name. So what are the lessons that I learned from Xenon Petroleum? Number one, providence play a significant role in our life. God's providence. I love that he does not take God's providence out of it. There is nothing you do in this life, God's providence is always there. He acknowledged that it is God that actually, opened his eyes to see that, and then God has actually also played a role in that part. Number two, do your research and think about your business name. So I talk about he reached out to a graphic designer. I think about it did not come. I think from day one, he has actually been naming his business, his nail business, the manicure. He said the name is Femco because at that time, Kiniko and Co is actually the tag people. So it was like, okay, Femco. So somehow gave his business a good name. Xenon wasn't. So I feel like when people are actually naming their business, please think globally. When you are naming your business, think globally. Don't think locally. Don't come here and be telling us Oguntade and son. Please, no shade to anybody that bear Oguntade. But when you are naming a business, think globally. Think that if this name actually gets to the ears of the people that actually want it, will it make sense? So make it make sense. Number three, start where you are and with what you have. Start where you are and with what you have. Number four, to prosper, accept that nothing is beneath you. Yes, to prosper, accept that nothing is beneath you. He told us about when people need diesel, we have to follow his driver. They will be together in the truck to go and deliver all that till he was able to afford having people carry out that service. Number five, maximize opportunities and expand to the next demand. And this was when he was unable to meet up with demand. Now he needs to get diesel from the source, because it's more like he got it from somewhere. And in this part, I really like that this man did not shy away from some of the the truth. In fact, it doesn't shy away from telling names. That I will still come back to it. And it was like the people that actually have the allocation to diesel and the government. Nigeria is always Nigeria from day one. There are people that do not even have all these assets, the accessory to even carry it out. It's just like, oh, they have a plug, they are the one that is in charge of this thing, but they don't have the implement. So he got it from like the third party. But at the point in that business, you need to like be at the front end, like have it directly. I want it and I have it. Because most of the time it's always at the mercy of people. He said how he lost a business from Lafarge when they order a large amount of diesel, but he could not meet up because he wasn't the one having it directly. But when the opportunity comes, he reached out to his friends like, oh, I need your father's space and all, and then got in the place for a rent of 30 million monthly or so. So when the opportunity comes, he maximize it and expand to the next demand. Number 6, ask for help when you need it. Like I said earlier in the lesson when he was telling us, then it is okay to ask for help. Don't die alone. Don't do I can do bad on myself. This that. Ask for help. He told us how he asked for help from his father for loan. His father gave him loan and then collect interest. Yeah, even if the interest is very small. But the father also need him to teach him how to make business. He walk up to bank and get loan, walk up to friend and I need your space and then start paying for it. But most of the things that he got, he did not get any of them for free. He did not get them for free. Number 7, place yourself close to those with influence and capitals. This part of network is very important. The names in this book, just chapter 1, they are quite much. So place yourself close to those with influence and capital. It is not necessary that you have it, but make sure that the people around you have it. You get it? Lesson number 8. Keep an eye on your debtor and don't be afraid to demand for repayment. Number 9, identify opportunities and take over areas of interest. I love the fact when he was saying all these things, he was also having fun in the process. So make sure that what you are doing, it's your area of interest, so that you can also have fun. He was telling us how his daughter was like, they asked her daughter in school, Jacob he was like, what's your father's? We said my father's occupation is sleeping because he always sleep. And it wasn't that things were not working for him, So make sure that their area of interest. Lesson number 11, be available to your customer 247 and service their need ASAP as soon as possible. I'm only available on Monday to Friday. Don't reach out to me. Yes, I understand you, but if you know that you are looking for money, I don't think that's the best way. He said that. Be available for them 247. There's no, I'm not available from Saturday to Sunday. I know, yes, I am not available. But you don't know when the deal will come. So in as much you don't have the money to put in place to employ people, because he also put in place, at the end of the day when he was able to employ people, you also do all these things. If you have not gotten to that stage yet, please don't play with it. Be available to your customers. Lesson number 11, reinvent, consolidate, and shun extravagance. Lesson number 12, fairness and willingness to give more can get you a bigger chunk of a market. This was when he gets to meet the person in charge of, diesel directly on the airplane, and it was like, just one of them was like, oh, are you having issue with this person? I was like, no, that's the person that is in charge. And I was like, he just woke up and like, oh sir, I've called you this particular time, and that's because he knows that he needed to serve a larger audience, and just like that was how I got a direct contact. Like, okay, I need it, I get it. There's no, oh please, I need, can you? No. And the last lesson is always be prepared to take advantage of a breakthrough. Always be prepared to take advantage of a breakthrough. Don't just be idle. The breakthrough before the breakthrough comes, it needs to meet something that you are doing, even if it is little. Always be prepared. When there's something at hand, there is something God can actually bless, then the breakthrough can come. But you are praying to God for a breakthrough. What are you doing? What's God going to bless? Nothing. Always be prepared. When preparedness means opportunity, then you have breakthrough. This is me sharing the lesson I got from chapter 1, the personal lesson that I got from chapter 1. The first lesson I learned in this book is the place of a primary caregiver or our parent in the life of any individual is actually important, and it cannot be overemphasized. See, I give it to Femi Otedola's parents. I give it to them. I give it to his father. Because reading this book made me realize that this man is actually not a graduate of our institution. Yes, he attended secondary school, but he did not even complete the process. And that's because he said from the one that he knew that he wasn't an academia. He wasn't interested in academic. But then his father was actually there, was there to help his father, support his father's business. From there, he bring ideas to his father, and his father was like actually very supportive, which is basically rare in this age and time. Before a child is giving birth to, the parent wants a child to be a doctor, the child wants to be a this. But trust me, sometimes you may actually need to look beyond that. What's working for this child, and actually harness the child's ability, help them to do it in that place. Because I can't imagine that his parents were actually not allowing him to be. He said only God knows how many people who would have been happier and felt more whole in life if they had been allowed to follow their heart and mind. Whatever I have been and whatever I may become, I look back and say, thank God I did not fit into the mold. Thank God I choose my path, and with encouragement from my dad, I stayed the course. This is the story of my life. Like, how many of us can actually say that prayer right now? Look at yourself and ask yourself, can I actually say this prayer? That's a food for thought. My second lesson from the chapter 1 of this book is network. Hey! The amount of names mentioned in chapter 1 alone is more than 25. I wanted to go back and then start counting the names of people mentioned in this book for all more. I was like, don't let me waste my energy. Let me use my energy to continue the reading. But I trust me, the amount of names, the numbers of names in chapter 1 alone is more than 25. And I love the fact that it does not shy away from naming the network, the people that was actually there, people that he knows someone that knows someone that knows someone. So don't joke with your network. Don't joke with your network. There is a saying that your network is your net worth. But trust me, one thing I know is that your network only works when your work works. Yes, your network works when your work works. Because I can't imagine that I have all these kind of people and then he wasn't doing anything. We don't know anything apart from the fact that he's some babalo. Yeah. But he has a track record. He has something he was doing. So it was easy for his friend to when you reach out to someone, even if it's not that person will link you to someone that knows someone. So don't play with your network. And remember, I said your network only works when your work works. Nobody connects you to opportunities because you exchange business cards or contacts. No. They do it because your value are undeniable. So make sure that your value is undeniable. Make sure that you have something tangible you are doing. So yes, build relationship, but more importantly, build results that outlast your value. Build results that speak louder than your introduction. Please. And the last one is God factor. God's providence. Our steps are always ordered by God. I love the fact that he does not shy away from that. Yeah, I know he has the opportunity, he has the parent, he has the network, but God factor will always be in place in your life. And you must acknowledge it. You must acknowledge it. Acknowledge the God factor. It's one that gives you the power, the power to do. Acknowledge the God factor. And these are my lessons from chapter 1. You're welcome to read and review with Cream. See you next time.